Now I gotta ride or die.
What's going on YouTube, just JK and welcome back to my channel for another GTA 5 video. And in today's video we're going to be building the 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse from the Fast and the Furious. And obviously we're going to be using this brand new Mitsubishi Penumbra FF to create this build. And it just looks awesome, looks so much nicer than the OG Penumbra. And this is going to look so much better as well. And at the end of the video we will have a comparison of the Penumbra FF compared to the OG Penumbra with the same liveries. So without any further ado guys, let's jump into it, and we're going to start obviously with 100% body armor as always. Then we're going to go to the brakes and grab the race brakes. For the bumper, front bumpers, we're going to go for this racing bumper. It is pretty much spot on, to be honest. It is very close to what we need. So yeah, without a doubt, racing bumper for the front bumper. Now for the rear bumpers, if you've seen my previous videos on this Penumbra FF, the rear bumpers are pretty weak, to be honest. The stock bumper is always the best one to go for, because all the other options are just diffusers. This one, you just got a massive gap in the middle. And then the other good option, which I thought was a good option, was the race rear bumper. The gaps for the exhausts don't sit central to the gaps, which is really irritating, and it just looks shit. So I'm just going to stay stock for the rear bumper, just because it just looks so much nicer than all the other options, and I think it's beneficial to this build. Then we're going to go to the engine and grab the level 4 engine upgrade. And for the exhaust, we're going to go and grab these dual titanium tip exhausts. Then we get options for front seats. This obviously includes a roll cage if you'd like to go down to a roll cage. But from my reference photos, I can't see a roll cage in this car from Fast and the Furious, so I'm not going to include it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't see a roll cage in any of the photos or footage that I've found of the Fast and the Furious Eclipse. So, with that in mind, I'm just going to go with these street seats. So next we've got the option for a hood, and you do want to change it because it does have a bit of contour down the centre and it bulges out a little bit very subtly on the sides. So to replicate that best, I think, is it the street hood? No, it's not. Yes, it is the street hood. I was looking at the sports hood. We want the street hood, this one here. Then we're going to go to the lights. We are going to grab the Xeon headlights, neon kit, front, back and sides, and we're going to go and grab the lime green. And now for the livery, this is a no-brainer. It's called We Almost Had You, obviously. It just looks awesome. Obviously it's not identical, but it is good enough for me. Then we're going to move on to the mirrors. We're going to go and grab the secondary mirrors. Next we've got the respray. We're going to go primary colour to start, and we're going to get a classic and go and grab lime green. And after just changing the main primary colour of this car, I've realised that we don't have an option to change the secondary colour. The secondary colour does not include the hood, unfortunately, but it does include the mirrors. We need black mirrors, but we also need a black hood. And in the movie it's a gloss black on the hood and on the mirrors, but unfortunately we can't do that. So what we're going to have to do is go back to the hood option, and luckily enough we can get this street hood in carbon, and that's just what we're going to have to do, unfortunately. Ideally we'd want a gloss black and not a carbon black, but we've got to work with what we've got. So carbon street hood is the one we're going to go with. And like I said, the mirrors are pretty much spot on at the moment, but because we've got to have a carbon hood, I think grabbing carbon mirrors would look a little bit nicer, just because they marry up that way. Obviously it's up to you guys. If you don't want to go with the carbon mirrors, because we do get the perfect option of secondary mirrors, it's entirely up to you guys. But for me, and because I like things to match it a little bit more, I'm going to go with the carbon mirrors just so they match the hood. In an ideal world, the hood and the mirrors would both be gloss black, but it is what it is. It is Rockstar and GTA, and nothing's perfect, so we've just got to work with what we've got. And I'm going to go with carbon for both. Then you want to move on to the roof. We do want to get a roof scoop, and the perfect roof scoop is this bad boy, the built-in scoop. Then we're going to move on to the side skirts. You want to go and grab this angled large lip skirt, and we do get an option for a splitter, but the car in the movie, from what I can see, does not have a splitter, so we're going to skip past that. The spoiler, we are going to grab a spoiler. Unfortunately we're not going to be able to get the silver spoiler that they have in the movie, but we can get something that looks very similar, which is this extended wing. Now you're going to have two options. You can either get it in green, or you can get it in carbon. Either way it's not perfect, because like I said, you need You need to have it silver for it to be a lot like the one from the movie, but as you know, we can't do that. So it's up to you guys whether you want to go extended green or carbon extended. It's entirely up to you. Me personally, I think the carbon looks a little bit nicer, and that matches obviously the hood and the mirrors as well, but green also looks cool. But for me, I'm going to go with the carbon extended wing. So then we get an option for suspension. If you go competition on this, it slams it, man, with a lot of camber. We don't want to be doing that. Stock suspension is actually quite a nice height for it. Lowered is pretty good too. Street, I think, is pushing it a little bit, especially for the time that this car was built in real life, obviously for the movie. I think lowered suspension actually works the best, so I'm going to go with lowered suspension. Transmission, obviously you want to get a race transmission and the turbo tuning. Now for the wheels, guys, you want to go into the wheel type. And unfortunately we still don't get to use the street wheels on any of these Fast and Furious builds yet, but I'm pretty damn sure that there's going to be a car that we build from a movie or a TV show or whatever that's going to use these street wheels, because they are awesome. Unfortunately we're not going to use any of these in today's build for this Eclipse, so we do need to go into the sport category. Go stay stock rims for these because we've got to keep them alloy, and in my opinion I think S Racer is probably the best option out of everything that I've found. If you guys think another set of wheels would suit it a lot better, then let me know in the comments down below. I'd be interested to see, but I think S Racer is overall the best design for this car build, so they're the ones I'm going to go with. And like I said, you want to keep them in alloy, so the colour that we've got them in at the moment is perfect. And whilst you're here, you might as well grab the bulletproof tyres. And to finish off the build, as always, you will go into the windows and purchase the light smoke window tint. So now we're pulling out of LS Customs. Obviously I'm on the PS4, so it is dark. I can't control the weather all the time, unfortunately. So I'm going to jump down into my garage and I'm going to compare this to the OG Penumbra. So you go, my dudes, I'm now into one of my empty garages so I can compare these two vehicles together. And yeah, man, you look at that, it looks awesome. Looks so much like the Eclipse from the Fast and the Furious. In my opinion, it just looks amazing. Looks so good. Obviously it's not perfect because nothing is perfect in GTA, but for what it is, it looks so good. And you compare it to what we was using as the Eclipse before this was released, worlds apart. Absolutely worlds apart. Look how much different they look. Obviously the same livery, same colour, but we used to think this looked like the Eclipse from the Fast and the Furious. It doesn't. Not at all. Now we've got the Penumbra FF. You can see how wrong we was and how desperate we was to have this the Eclipse from the Fast and the Furious, but now Rockstar have released this bad boy. It just looks so much different, and for some reason this Penumbra FF looks like it's a different colour green. It's not. They're both lime green. Maybe it's just the lighting in this garage, which is weird. But no, this is definitely lime green. You saw me choose it. I think the wheels might be a little bit different. I think I've got the standard Penumbra wheels on the OG Penumbra over there, and on this FF I've got the S Racer rims. But yeah, just completely different. Other than the livery and the colour, you can see that this FF is so much more like the actual Eclipse from the Fast and the Furious. Is unreal, and I love it. I think it's awesome. So with that being said, guys, I think I'm going to leave the video there. If you did enjoy this one, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't already, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. And until next time, guys, I'm out. Adios.